everyone, it's Jen and Sim from Stitchcraft Create. We look a little bit different today, and that's because we're talking to Melanie McNeice from Melly Me. Hi Melly!
Hi Melly!
Hi!
So Melly's the designer and founder of Melly Me, and she's also written 2 books, which we have here. Sewn Toy Tales, which has got loads of great toy patterns in it, and Snug as a Bug, which also features some toys. So Melly, what is it about toys that inspires you to keep making them and designing them?
Look, I think I'm just a really big kid, which is pretty sad to admit.
Hi everyone,
it's
Jen and Sim from Stitchcraft Create. We look a little bit different today.
Can you just turn off your YouTube?
Me.
I did this the other day.
Is that where it's better now?
That's fine, thank you.
Of Melly Me, and she's also written 2 books.
Sorry.
It's fine. If you just turn to that screen.
So Melly,
what do I need to do?
What is it about toys that inspires you to keep making them and designing them?
Look, I think I'm just a really big kid.
Can you turn
basically,
turn off that window with the YouTube on?
Just turn off your YouTube.
YouTube. I don't think I've got it on.
You don't have YouTube on?
Better now?
That's fine, thank you.
I'll try and... There we are. I think I'm better now. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, how embarrassing!
It's. I think we're all learning.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying that you heard multiple times there in the background. Yeah, look, I just think I'm a bit of a big kid. I just love making them. I think there's something about them that I always feel like it's a character, and it is that as I'm creating it, there's like this adrenaline rush of what's this creature going to be, and what's he going to look like, and what's his personality going to be, or her personality. And I don't know, it's just like a big rush, and I just love it. And I feel like they're all my babies, my little kids, and like I'm producing these little characters. It's very sad, I know.
No, not at all. How could you not? But Jen and I have had so much fun playing with our little monkeys.
Which are obviously fun.
Yeah. Thank you for sending these to us.
No worries.
So if you've never made a toy before, what's the best toy pattern for a beginner to try?
Look, there's a few that are really good for beginners. I mean, I like to think that most of the patterns a beginner could have a good shot at, as long as they're patient and sort of linking to some of my tutorials and bits and pieces. But looking at the Sewn Toy Tales book, some of the great ones for beginners would be something like Alvin the Alien, that you can see in there, hopefully. He's a really good one for beginners. It's just a fairly flat back and front with some piecing and just really basic construction and stuffing techniques. Also from a few of my normal patterns, I've got this little ninja here. Very easy to I've made in black as well, and that's again another really easy one for beginners. Just looking at again flat construction and not a lot of hand sewing. So there are a couple of the ones that are really great for beginners. But in the Sewn Toy Tales book, there are so many techniques and tips in there that I think that even some of the little trickier ones, if you've got the patience and want to go through the techniques and tips, you're going to be able to have a good go at it, I think.
Do you remember what the first toy pattern that you made was?
I was thinking about that today, and I was talking to my sister about it and trying to remember back what it was. And the first toy that I ever made, I don't know if anyone watching this will have been following me from right back then, but it was called Crazy Kitty. And I had a look at the photo today. I wish I could show it to you, but I don't have any evidence of it other than I found a photo on a really old blog post. But it's really sad. And but it.
Go and have a look at that.
Yeah. No, because it's
today
and like how you sorted out your journey and stuff.
Exactly. So it was a little bit crazy, but I think my actual first toy pattern that was released was Mad Mozzie, which was a mosquito. Go figure.
So for people who've made toys before, how can you develop these skills? How can you expand? What's a good toy pattern to try if you've made things before and you're looking for something a bit different?
Look, I think obviously, as I was saying before about Alvin the Alien and the Ninja pattern, they're kind of really just flat, one piece on one piece, which is very simple to construct and then also to stuff. So if you're wanting to be challenged a little bit more or wanting to go into something a little bit more interesting, I think going to something that's a little bit more 3D, perhaps it has inner legs that's standing, just that has some more shape to it. Looking at Sewn Toy Tales again, some of the good examples of that could be the dinosaur, which I'm trying to find now. I had like put a little marker in. There he is. So you'll see how with the dinosaur, he's got a little bit of inner legs there. He's got some horns sewn on also, just other bits sewn into seams. It makes it a little bit more interesting. So anything that, yeah, basically just has a little bit more to it. I've actually just recently released a new pattern, Hop and Skip, which are being an Aussie. They're my little kangaroos there. So they're kind of cute, but they're also, again, developing a few more skills. You've got some button jointing. It's got a gusset in its body to give it that sort of real 3D shape, as well as the way that the face is constructed there. It's just all adding a little bit more difficulty, a little bit more challenge. It just allows you to get, yeah, some more interesting shapes, which is a bit of fun.
Cool. So what's the hardest part about making toys then? If you've never tried it before, do you have any good tips for beginners for getting started?
Yeah, look, I think the hardest part is, I don't know if it's the hardest part, but I think a good thing for beginners to think about when they're making a toy is that I think toys are so freeing in that they really have their own personality, and it doesn't matter how they come out. That's the way I see it anyway. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit crooked or a little bit wonky or the face isn't on quite straight, because I think all of those features actually give the toys complete added character. That's what makes them fun and just gives them expression and interesting elements about it. So I think really the key is to just have fun with it, not really thinking that it has to be some amazing masterpiece, but that this is a fun toy, and just to give it, just put love into it and give it character and just have a good fun time.
Do you have a favourite toy pattern that you've designed?
I do. I think if we're talking about the books that we've looked at, I think she might be actually in the background, but I don't know if you can see it. But Maybelle Mouse from Sewn Toy Tales.
I think she's my favourite too, actually.
Yeah, you can just see a little peeking there on the cover. But she's a little...
Yeah.
She's my favourite out of Sewn Toy Tales by far, and I still absolutely love her, and she is sitting back there somewhere, but I'm not sure if you can see her.
We can see her.
Oh, good. Otherwise, with my other patterns, I think Dawn, who is a fawn, she's probably my favourite. I just think she's so sweet, and she's got gorgeous eyes, and she just always makes me go, oh, every time I see her. So.
Jenny and I have spent all morning going, oh! Thank you. Oh. Bye, Melly, we miss you.
Right, sorry, but do you find that the personality sort of evolves as you're making them then, or do you have a clear idea when you actually set out designing the patterns?
Look, it's funny. Sometimes when I start creating a toy, I mean, I always sketch out my toys, but if you saw my drawings, I cannot draw for anything. I'm shocking. Like, if anyone was to look at my sketches, they'd say, what on earth is that? But to me, it means something, and I can see it in my mind's eye. But usually it still does, even though I had a plan or a sketch there, it definitely is as I make it. It's usually I put the faces on, or the ears or features on, obviously after the toy's all made and stuffed. And it's only at that stage that I can kind of gauge what it needs, or I like to say what it wants. It just, sometimes even the creature has changed. I might have started making one animal, and then I get to that point and I go, oh no, it doesn't want to be a cow, it wants to be a dog. You know, it sounds silly, but it's once I get to that stage that I realise what it needs or wants to give it character and make it fun. So it definitely does evolve, and I often will make 2 or 3 drafts as well, to just say, oh look, I just really want to change the shape of the face or the expression somehow, and I'll just keep going until I feel like it makes me happy, basically.
I think that's what really comes across in all your patterns and your books, just how happy and joyful and how much fun they are.
They're all very colourful.
Yeah, they're just brilliant.
We think that these should feature more in the video.
I think Jenny and I we'll just get these guys to do our videos. Yeah.
If you like that, then you can vote for that.
But then we'll be out of a job. But okay.
Embellishments as well. How do you come up with ideas for kind of the little bows and the clothing, and also the facial expressions and things?
Again, it just sort of happens as they come to life. I think with those guys, when I was making them, when I sketched them out, they didn't have a bow in their hair or a bow tie. That was just something that, as I've created them, I just thought, oh, you know, I really want something to be able to make one girly and one boy, you know, boyish and one girlish. And so it was kind of like, oh, what am I going to do to distinguish them and make them interesting and give them a little bit of a different character? So, you know, again, just started sketching and drawing bits and pieces, and just, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I can use that for both, and then just give them that sort of gender in a way, as well as a bit of fun and life to them. So, yeah.
Do you have any key things that you use for inspiration, or where do you get ideas for your new designs?
I always say, I used to say that I used my kids a lot for inspiration, and I really did when they were younger. However, they're getting a little bit older now, so it's not so easy to go, oh, what are they into? Or that's kind of where the ninja came from, was when my son was obsessed by ninja Lego, and everything was about Ninjago and ninjas, and it just, you know, it was the natural thing that I would next make a ninja toy. But I think now, as sad as it sounds, again, I refer back to just being a big kid. And even though I'm not necessarily a big kid in life, I still have that, I identify so much with that little girl that I was, and what I found was cute, and what excited me or interested me when it came to shape or character or expression. And I think it's often just derived from that. Even just a visit to the zoo can get me inspired about different animals and different little quirks about them. Just going for a walk and ideas will pop into my head. It kind of comes from everywhere and anywhere, I think.
So what are you working on at the moment? What's new in the world of Melly Me?
Oh, well, funny you should mention that. But no, actually, well, those little critters you might have there, those cute little monkeys. But I have been working on, and I'm actually in the middle of proofreading drafts, etc., of a new book which will be coming out later this year, which is Fun of the Fair, which these little critters that we're seeing here, these monkeys, they come from that book, as well as 4 other fun toys. So there's 5 toys in this book, and they're all basically fair or circus related animals. So really fun and really bright, and I'm really, really excited about this book because I just love every toy. I think sometimes when you make a book, you have your favourites and you have your, oh yeah, they're quite nice, but this one I was like, everyone I made was my favourite. And so I just love them all, and I'm so excited to see how this book turns out. So that's definitely something that you're all getting a bit of a sneak peek of now with these little monkeys, which is so fun.
Brilliant. Are they boyfriend and girlfriend? Or I don't know.
They well can be.
You can make up a story.
Exactly.
You're going to stay with us for the day and just shadow us in our roles.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm having a girl one.
Which so means I have a boy one. I'm going to take him to the pub.
It's Friday. It's Friday.
I think that's all that we've got time for.
Yeah,
actually.
it is.
But thank you so much, Melly, for joining us and explaining about toys.
No worries. Thank you for having me. It's been really fun. Sorry about that little bit at the beginning.
That's okay.
No worries.
No problem at
And thank you so much for taking time out of your Friday evening.
No worries. It's been a lot of fun.
All right. Bye, Melly.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.